I decided to hike up to Mount Battie, which has overlooks of Camden and Penobscot River. From Camden Hill State Park. It is $6 entrance fee for out-of-staters and $1 if you want a map. So I hope these views are worth $7. It's lovely here, but it doesn't look any different than Pennsylvania or Maryland or Delaware for that matter. The water is very clear here. This is very similar to Pennsylvania with all the roots. But I wasn't expecting this mud. I guess it's rained here recently. It's quite wet. It'll be interesting. We'll go over the rocks. It's probably what everyone else has done. Ooh. Oh, I gotta jump. Yep, it's uphill. We're taking Nature Trail, the Blue Blaze. Oh, I'm stuck in my trekking poles. And as I pulled up on this sign, I thought it said 13 miles. I'm like, no, I can't do 13 miles. As you can see, Mount Battie Nature Trail, 1.3 miles, goes to the left. And this is the blaze indicating that it goes to the left. Wow, interesting boardwalk. How's that for a gall? Wish I could put my hand up against it, but I don't want to walk through these seedlings. But it's way bigger than my hand. It's getting steeper now, but it's really neat. They have some of the trees labeled and a little bit about each tree. So I'm learning as I go. Yes, I'm huffing and puffing. This is not an obscene video. See how, oh, you can't really see it on the camera. This rock is glistening wet. So there's parking at this park before you pay the entrance fee. So you can come here, you can picnic. There's an outhouse that you can use. To the right of the parking lot is a campground that you can pay for to camp in, RVs, kind of like a KOA kind of feel. And then when you pay the $6 entrance fee and $1 if you want a paper map, then there's also a campground to the right, more for that mixed use kind of tent slash small RV or small vehicle camping, I guess. Doesn't look like it's walk-in, looks like it's drive up camping. Whew, it's quite steep. The first ranger, I was asking about the hike. I was just in a bad mood. Wasn't very pleasant. Fortunately, when I decided to do the hike, he was on the other side of the booth where they collect the entrance fee. And a woman helped me. I paid my fee. I marked on the map where I needed to go. And she was very pleasant. You never know what you're going to get. It's more about the individual person's life and what's going on in their life. You don't know if his mom is passing away. You don't know if his wife of 20-some years just said she wanted a divorce. Who knows, right? Maybe they just had a kid who died. You never know. Just gotta take all people as they are and hope to improve their day by being nice in return to whatever you get. Anyway, beautiful hike. It's only 71. Feels more like 85. Very humid. Very muddy. Lots of mosquitoes. I asked for if there was a way to get, I asked if there was rock scrambling. She said yes. And I said, is there a way to get up to the mountain without rock scrambling? Bug following me. And she said yes, and she told me these two trails. But kind of call this rock scrambling. Trying to attack my hand that's holding the video camera. Bye for now. This is what I mean by the identification of trees. It's not a good, it's shaded by the tree that it's about, but they have a preserved branch of it and then a description of it, and it's right under the actual tree itself. Beautiful red spruce. A woman coming down the trail just alerted me that there are, sorry, the mosquitoes are like attacking my face. Just alerted me that there are a lot of lady slippers ahead. I'm on the lookout for them. And for the trail. Here's the blaze. What a weird turn. Let's see, I'll stop in here. She also told me that the reason for all the mud is because for the past 12 weekends, they've had torrential downpours. If I had known that, maybe I wouldn't have started this hike. It is quite muddy. I think that's a lady slipper, but I'm not sure. And that was right next to the trail. When I was telling you that the woman told me there were some. So I keep seeing this. Maybe that's what lady slippers are. I thought I would recognize them because it's a distinctive name, but I'm not sure. It looks like a lady slipper. This is not the summit, but I'm gonna take a break and get some water, which is in the back of my backpack. This is a beautiful 360 anyway, even though it's not the summit. It is a summit of some kind. It is a high point and very rocky. Oh, that was a mosquito, sorry. Can't hold the camera still when I'm being eaten alive. Ooh, or is this lady slipper? Oh, being bitten. I have to confirm with this flower here in one of my books. The double-edged sword of staying hydrated, obviously, is that you then have to pee. I was just thinking to myself, if I don't see the summit soon, I'll just turn around. And then I thought, no, do hard things. It's not gonna kill me. Do hard things, because that's where the value is. And the experiences, the memories, because they stand out, because they were hard and you conquered them. And I'm not saying do hard things that are life-threatening or where you can get injured or anything like that. But do slightly hard things that stretch yourself. Because otherwise life is boring and monotonous and you do the same thing over and over again. Add a little spice to your life. Do some slightly harder things. That's my recommendation anyway. When I do slightly hard things for myself, I always feel really good afterwards. Here's a better example of them specifying a tree. You can see the specimen in the plastic and then the description. This leaf reminds me, it's not exactly like it, but reminds me of cottonwood. And now it looks like we're going downhill. Well, let's see, definitely the correct trail, but definitely downhill. I'm looking for Timberlands Trail, which is blazed red, and we started a little bit further away than that X. That's where the ranger station was, that really scribbly X, and came up Nature Trail, which is the blue blaze that I'm on, and then we should be making a left onto Timberlands Trail to get to the summit. I haven't seen Timberlands Trail yet. Thank goodness. Found Tablelands Trail. Goes to the left into the Mount Battie summit. There's the nicer or more pleasant, I don't know about nicer, but at the moment, the more pleasant acting female park ranger told me that this is a moderate trail. It's not what I would call a moderate trail at all. There are rock scrambles. They're not big boulders like in some state parks, but you are walking just on rocks. And I think it's because they had so many heavy rains that the rocks are just surrounded by mud, so you don't want to fall in. Let me see. Is that blaze? This is blazed blue. Oh, here we go. Oops. You can barely see it because it's so dark, but in the middle of the screen there's a red blaze on top of the blue. I saw the parking lot and I said, oh, I must have gone the wrong way. Then I looked at the map and the overlook and the summit is at a parking lot so that people who can't hike it can just drive to it. I'm assuming that Is the overlook. That way. Beautiful. But the summit is the exact opposite direction of the view I just showed you. And it's on an asphalt road. If I had known that I had a half an hour walk on an asphalt road to get to the summit and the overlook, and it wasn't on a nature trail, I probably would have just driven it. Okay, now I get to eat my words again. Here's Tablelands Trail across the street. Mount Battie summit is half a mile. Here we go. I was wondering when I was going to see the red blaze. Am I seeing the summit? Am I seeing the summit? Is this it? God bless the rangers who moved stones to make steps for our feet to summit these. Can't tell how steep that is, but very steep hills. There's our blue blaze. There's our red one. We're still going. These faces the opposite direction, so I wonder if this is the summit. I don't see a summit sign or a book. Ooh, buggy, so buggy, and I'm so sweaty. Did not expect to get that sweaty today, but it is beautiful. Oh, more red blaze in the distance. Okay, blue blaze takes me here. Go away, bugs. I'm shaking like a horse to shake off the mosquitoes. It's not working. Keep going. Okay, if this isn't rock scrambling, I don't know what is. It's not a lot of little boulders. I see these huge ones, but they're steep. The reward, I see water up there. There's a castle up here, so I think that is a separate thing and not the summit. But we'll check it out. Okay. Yeah, maybe worth it. But now I gotta go back. So at this point, I'm only half distance. But look at this view. Penobscot Bay. Oh, they're biting me. Really pretty. Guess that's a town of Camden. So cute. Getting crowded, so I'm going to skedaddle. This goes up to that castle. Let's check it out. Alright, I don't know what they're doing, but it's a construction area, so interesting. Making it into something. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Wow. made it. I've never been so happy to see this sign. They said that was a moderate hike, but I would say that was moderate to difficult. I'm very happy to be at the end of it. My knees are very sore. And just like in Pennsylvania, you have to look down the whole time because you have to find your footing amongst rocks and roots. So you can't like look around and enjoy the beautiful surroundings unless you stop. And then when you stop, it's really hard to get going again. This is the beautiful nature around me. That's where it came from. That's the mud we're contending with today. And that's where I'm going.